Tell me exactly what it is that you want to prepare for. I can teach you general things like liaison, chunking, how to get rid of how to pronounce the S and Z. Probably you have a better voice control and breathing than I do, but, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo also has people who record him, analyze him, and help him. Though they are not as good at football as he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he still has people, somebody for the tactics, somebody for the fitness, somebody for the diet.
Yeah.
Everybody who's an important person, Gwyneth Paltrow will have somebody for the RP, she will have somebody for the body, somebody for the hair. No, this is my job to help people like you. Tell me exactly what it is that you want,
so
apart from general shit.
I have an audition the 18th of February in Manchester, and oh, sorry.
Don't apologise to me. It's you who has to get this fixed for you.
Okay.
To do what?
For a musical,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to prepare a song, but I haven't got it yet, so I cannot show you the song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I need to sing it with the right accent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And just I have to sing this song and I have to present myself.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I wanted to prepare. But since I haven't got the song yet, I just want to
just get started and to do general things.
Yeah.
Yes. I always say to people, it's better for you to panic early.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we just specifically look at your song, it's difficult for me to do general things with you. But I've already identified
some
things that we can work on.
Yeah.
Okay, we can look at them today in the class. I can send you the PDFs via the WhatsApp after the class, and I can also send you the recordings. Because some people say to me, Edward, but you talk a lot and you say things that aren't necessarily relevant. But everything that I try to say to you has relevance. It's like when Jesus is talking and Jesus tells us loads of stuff, but afterwards, if you think about it, it's not that stupid, even if you're not a Catholic. You know what I mean? And how do you feel about your interview in Manchester? So everything you do, you start with them. Okay, so how much have you spent on your life in effort and money and time learning to be where you are now as a famous musical theatre actress? A lot. So you're paying me a lot of money. It's a lot of money that you pay me. If you pay me this, your father doesn't help you, it's a lot of money for you. I understand. But if the only thing you take away today is that after 25 years of being and training for an actress, you discover that you say, I'm in English. This is €100 well spent. The next thing is to get rid of it. But that's up to you. No? Do you do it in Spanish?
I don't think so.
I don't think you probably do. But everything that you do slightly in Spanish, in English will become much bigger and worse. No?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So, how do you feel about your interview in Manchester?
I feel quite...
That's another one, right? Okay, so slow down, think, plan what you're going to say. We can speed up later, okay? The idea is not to go fast. The idea is to think. The other thing that is going to be... The other thing that is going to be useful for you is another general point that is about how you wrote your thing. Where are you here?
Oh, the thing I sent.
Yes. So, what do we call this? What's that called? That's called a paragraph. Not a paragraph, a paragraph. We need to start joining things together because you separate each syllable, not just each word. Paragraph. Then once you've joined the syllables in a word together, then we need to just start joining the words together. Don't worry if you don't remember this. I also have a sheet about this. Basically, you do the liaison, normally when one word ends in a consonant and the next word ends in a vowel. Paragraph about. Paragraph about me. Paragraph about.
So
you join the two together. You join the two together. Okay. Shut up. Not shut up. Shut up.
Shut up.
That's it. That will make you sound immediately more confident, more English, and less like you're thinking, and it sounds a little bit like you're treading on broken ice or treading on broken glass. You know what I mean? You're like carefully, like this.
Yeah, insecure.
Yeah, a little.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this important? Well, apart from the fact that you have to be on stage and do your shit, the other thing is that obviously, if you're a foreigner and not native English, you have to show the casting director or the director not only that you're a good actress, but there's no issue with the English. So you have to be slightly better than the English person. This isn't just for you as an actress, but this is the same when I have the people in the companies or the lawyers and they have to go to London and do something. The English people are very racist and they think that, you know, everybody has to speak perfect English, otherwise they're stupid. No, they don't speak perfect Spanish. But this is just the way it is. You're not going to change that. It's like saying that women have to get paid the same as men in Hollywood. It's just not happening, no?
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, you speak in paragraphs. What is the other? Well, not only you speak in a paragraph, but you organize your answers in paragraphs. You've written down your questions, which is good, and you've planned your answer, which is good. But you could have done it better. And instead of a paragraph, what could you have done? Bullet points. Do you know what bullet points are?
I imagine.
Yeah.
Like more like little points that then you can
Elaborate on later. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I teach people how to do business presentations, all sorts of people. This afternoon I have a guy from Deutsche Bank. Tomorrow I have somebody from a pharmaceutical company. Another day I have an artist who has to go to New York and explain her sculptures. No? But it's the same thing for everybody. No? You need to think in bullet points. So you need a bullet point structure. So you have my education, bullet points, 1, 2, 3. Then if you have time, you can fill in those. You don't just memorize a text like you wrote. Where is it? Because what happens with a text? You know this better than me because you work in the theatre. When you're first doing your script for the theatre, you're worried in case you forget your words or you're not prepared or whatever. Then after a while, you're really good. Then when you've done it a long time, what happens? You're like, it's too easy for you. So you do it worse because you know it too much. No?
Yeah.
You know this more than me.
Yeah.
Okay? But here is the same. So if you just remember this paragraph, every time you repeat this in your next interview or next interview, it sounds more and more like you're just repeating this shit.
Okay.
Whereas if you just have your structure of bullet points, and you remember when they taught you about how acting is reacting? No, acting is reacting to the person. You don't just go and go blah, 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 because you've learnt the shit. No? And then I'm doing something else, and you're just like this. No, that's not acting. No, you know this.
Yeah.
So the same here. So you're gonna go away, and you're gonna structure this into bullet points for your homework.
Okay.
No? What do you think?
Fine.
Yeah, the bullet points, and then you're going to improvise on it all the time because you have good enough English. You don't have to memorize the sentences. But you have the key points, and then every time you say it, it will be fresh and new and different and whatever. Because the questions will always be the same questions. It's the same in any interview. No? Tell me about your education, what work experience, where are you now, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time, what do you expect from us, what are your strengths and weaknesses, are you an individual player, do you work with a team? No? It's the same, whether you're in Deutsche Bank or in a musical theatre. No. It's a business, no?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think. There will be a few extra questions about your inspirations and who are your favourite singers or something, but, you know. For the artist, who's their favourite painters? And, you know, it's the same. It's the same thing. So I will make a note about that. So, for your next session, we haven't got the text yet. We will look at that. So, we will look at accent. So, we've got liaison. What else did we say? Bullet points. Chunking. S and Z endings. What else? That's it, no? So, we will...
Like when you say friends.
Friends. It's a Z.
Is it a Z?
Yes, it's a Z.
Friends.
So, tell me... Let's have a look.
What accent do you speak? You speak English, right?
Yeah, basically, I've moved around a lot. I've lived in a lot of places, but basically it's normal RP.
It's normal RP.
Yes, we'll see pronunciation,
Okay.
more or less. You speak basically normal RP. It sounds a little posh, which is slight sometimes, but I think that's because you're speaking word by word, which the more...
What's posh like this?
Posh is pijo. The correct word for that is advanced RP. Advanced RP is what the Queen speaks. Like that, rather drawing out her words. That's called advanced RP.
Uh-huh.
You don't have that, but a little... It's more that you break up word by word that sounds a bit like that. Sometimes you have a couple of things which sound slightly Irish, maybe. I don't know why.
I've listened a lot to an actress, to an Irish actress, maybe.
Yes.
Some interviews of her, and
Yeah, I'm not saying you sound like Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? But there's something there.
Can be.
Yes. So, I'm getting it. No? I got this. No? It's funny because you have to be able to listen to other people and to listen to yourself.
Yeah.
So, I can teach you the specific sounds in English, which we will do today. This will help you, because this will give you technical knowledge, like you know the notes. Paul McCartney doesn't know how to write music, but he's a genius. You need to know how to write music, no, to be able to understand this. I will teach you the phonetic alphabet, and it will help you.
Okay.
And we will record me doing it and you doing it.
Okay.
So see where you're good and where you're not so good.
Okay.
What was I saying? Yes, but you need to be able to listen to the other people and analyze what they're doing. So I've not got a perfect Spanish accent, but I've actually got quite a good ear, because I was speaking to a girl who's black. Chocolate brown. Are you allowed to say chocolate brown? Probably that's racist. But anyway, she's kind of mid-chocolate colour from the Dominican Republic. And I said, oh, you have very beautiful skin, mid-chocolate, kind of white, black. And she said, that's right. My father was white and my mother was black. Okay, so that's mid-chocolate. Then I say, but it's very strange, because in Spanish, you don't have an accent from the Dominican Republic. And she said, no. And I said, you have a slight accent from the north of Spain. I was thinking from Galicia, but it's not quite. And she said, yes, it's because it's Asturias, which is the next place. It's like Galicia, but less. And this was on the telephone. But I was looking at somebody with a black face. So I'm thinking, normally you'd think Cuban, Dominican Republic, whatever. So you have to be able to listen to what the person and say, what are they doing? And she says, yes, I do a slight sing-song like this. And I said, yes. So you need to be able to listen to other people and to analyze what they're doing.
Okay.
No? I'm not saying that you have to do a perfect Scottish, perfect Newcastle, perfect Irish accent, but you need to be able to listen to these people and to say, that person's from Ireland, and what changes do they make? Now, what do they do? What is Did you hear what I said? What is? What did I do there?
What is?
Yeah, tell me what I did. When I said what is, what did I do?
Something like this.
What is, I joined the two words together. I did the liaison. In it also, I said what is.
What is?
With a D. Did you hear that?
What is?
Instead of what is, what is. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, there are certain things that a very posh, pico person will do. They would never say what is. They'll say what is.
What is?
What is. And in American, when you have a T in the middle of a word, or double T, or between two words that join together, they will often change it to like a D. But certain of these things are happening in the UK. So people who are younger, maybe not so posh, will start to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be able to think not only that you want to speak RP, but what social class is the person that you're going to be playing is, etc. The character you play, what is the play about? What's the character?
17-year-old
You said
student.
middle class, working class, very posh, what?
I feel like working class.
Working class but educated.
Middle class, yeah. Educated, yeah.
Educated.
Educated.
Because you see a D but you say a J, like John. Educated.
Educated?
That's it.
Educated?
Educated.
Student. Student.
Student.
Student.
Do you know about the rules of stress? The sílaba tónica? Do you know about this?
Mm-mm.
Do you know about this in Spanish?
Yeah.
What's the rule in Spanish? In a noun.
La sílaba tónica is the one to one you put more strength.
Yes, and when do you put it? In the penultimate syllable unless there's an accent in the word.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in English, what do you do?
Oh,
you don't know. Okay. No, this is not an exercise in making you feel bad. This is why you pay me, and you don't just employ an English teacher in Escorial who's 20 euros an hour.
Yeah.
This is why you pay me. Okay. The rule is, and I'm recording this so you can listen again. In a word of 2 or more syllables, which is a noun or an adjective, the rule is that it's normally on the first of the 2 syllables. So, teacher. On a verb, it's normally on the second. Repeat what I said.
In a verb, it's normally on the second.
And in adjective and noun? No airs, do you remember?
I don't remember.
First. The first.
The first.
So, if I say record, what am I saying? Translate. Record.
Grabar.
Yes. Record.
Récord. Un récord.
Un disco vinilo.
Uh-huh.
You record a record.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear this?
Uh-huh.
You've never heard that before?
No.
No. Okay. So, when you're listening to people, to make yourself sound more English, you need to be able to do this as well.
Uh-huh. Okay.
When you're singing, what do you do with the tonic syllable in Spanish? You give a stress on the syllable, no?
Yeah.
The same as speaking.
Yeah.
So when you're singing, we have to do this too.
Yeah.
So when you're singing, you bring the script and we can look at the script and we can see where your stress has to be.
Okay.
I can't teach you how to sing because I don't know how to sing. I'm like a dog with the moon. You know?
It's okay.
But I can help you with the accent, and I can help you with the stress.
Yeah.
The intonation.
Intonation.
No? Intonation.
Entonación.
Yes, exactly.
Intonation. Yeah.
So, intonation. You repeat to me about where it is. Tell me about where it is in this 2 or more syllable words in general. Tell me. Where's the stress in English?
Nowheres. Which word?
Nowheres.
Which word?
In a word, in a noun or adjective of 2 or more syllables, where?
In a noun on the first.
An adjective?
And the second.
First. Verb?
Verb.
Second. That's the general rule. England.
England.
Edward.
Edward.
Casting.
That's on the first.
That's on the first.
Casting.
What's your name?
Judith.
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 I'm exaggerating, but it's not Judith.
Isn't it? It is never like this?
There are exceptions, and it's much more complicated, and I can spend 5 hours teaching you all the different rules. But basically, I would just go for the general rule, which is noun and adjective, where?
On the first.
Verb?
On the second.
That's the general rule. If we go with this, then we'll have less mistakes. Then we can look at your specific script, and we can mark on any particularly difficult words. Okay? Because there are more complicated rules than that. Okay? How do you feel so far?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah? You feel great? Why?
I don't know.
No? Do you think you're getting what you want?
Yeah. Pretty.
Yes. Pretty? Okay. Pretty much. Okay. We will record this, and we will record me and you doing these sounds. Okay?
Okay.
This is received pronunciation. 1 second.